and good morning, and it is really early in the morning, and I'm not going to tell you what time it is, because you'll freak out. You go, you can't be up that early, but I am. And what I want to talk about is my epic and unfinished projects, and I want to show you this. I want to talk epic. This is epic. Now, I'm going to do this. I started this thing 22 years ago, and hopefully you can see it. It's a 1.5-inch scale locomotive. Let's see if I can get it off. It's bigger than me. This is the actual size of this thing. And what it is, it's a model of a Baldwin 10-wheeler locomotive. And I started this 22 years ago, and I didn't get it done. So, you're outside, am I going to finish this thing or not? And I go, yeah, I think I will finish. But a steam locomotive's a big project. And I'll show you what I've got done so far. I'll set this over here. Good. Watch out for that can of kerosene. Okay, get you off the tripod here. Hope you're all having a good night's sleep. Okay, this is what I've got done so far. These are the wheels for the locomotive, the 6 driving wheels. And I bought this, these come as a kit, a castings, and I bought the thing, not the whole thing, just the chassis and the driving wheels and the brakes and the valve gear. And it had a chassis that was made of, they gave you a bunch of 5/8 square steel rod to make it out of. And the reason I'm building this is there's one of these locomotives locally over at Pasco, Washington, about 45 miles away. And I was looking at how the chassis is on it, and they built it out of angle iron sometime about 1902, whenever they built that thing. So I'm going to scrap what I got with this kit, and I'm going to build the locomotive like the original. But most of the stuff, you know, the castings and stuff I have are right. Now, now time-wise, now that's an interesting thing to think about. I've never seen anybody say just how long it would take to build a steam locomotive. Here's the cams for the valving, and then there's another one here for the water pump. So this 10-wheeler locomotive is it's an old one and not super complicated, so it's a good one for your first locomotive. But I've always been interested in steam stuff, and I've made steam engines for years and years, and I buy these little tiny power kits here. I don't know if this stuff's available anymore. I couldn't readily find it. But this is an old Ajax engine from the tiny power kits, and it's real complicated, you know, for a model steam engine, you know. And all of the parts are really rough castings. And I think I built this about 35 years ago. And one of the reasons I did this is to be able to keep polished up on all forms of machine work, the basics. I remember at the time I was doing hardly anything but building hydraulic cylinders, and that gets pretty old, and hydraulic cylinders aren't very complicated. So, all these little parts and stuff, if you're getting into machine work, I think these are an excellent thing to do, steam engines, because you end up chucking all of these parts, and make little tiny things like, see the little caps come off my oilers. Yeah, made all those. And I made this on a South Bend heavy tin. And that's a pretty good lathe. And you can see it did a great job on things. It got a little whistle here, and the governor works. It kind of gets sticky. I copied this governor. It didn't come with this kit, but I copied it off a steam engine in a park in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And, you can make this kind of stuff, but models are kind of funny. You kind of can't make stuff so it works originally, See, like this governor, when it flies out, all it does is just lift this needle and let some steam escape. So, it's hard to make something small that actually would function like the real thing. But this locomotive, I was going to say, back in the time when I made this took me 120 hours to make this. Now, like a locomotive, I mean, that's really a lot of parts, and this is 1.5 inch to the foot scale, and you can actually ride on this thing. And people do, they have backyard trains and things like that, but I don't know. I imagine this is going to take well over 1,000 hours. To build this thing. I mean, there's just thousands, well, if not thousands, but there's, probably thousands of parts. There's just all kinds of stuff. I've got dozens and dozens of sheets here. But I think I can get it done before I fall over dead. I got a good 10 or 15 years playing around in this shop, I think. But I think I can get that project done. One of the epic problems and projects I've taken on is that drill press outside. And I've got more than 200 hours in that thing, and they're not worth anything on the market. But I don't know. You get started on something like that, and I guess my time is worth a little less than money these days, so I can do what I want to do. And I almost gave up on that drill press a couple of times. It just called walker up. Say, come back and get this thing. I'll even pay you to haul it off, which I probably have to do. But, I stuck with it, and it's going to be okay. But I still got a lot of time to put in it. And, but, what else are you going to do, No, I'm still kicking this thing pretty hard, the horizontal milling machine, and I'm still working on this electrical stuff here. And I'll tell you what, this is really time consuming, and there was rat pee all over this, and it's hard to get off. I got the, I don't know if you remember before, but this is all pretty clean, and everything works here. This is the switch for the knee, this is the main contactor, and this is the coolant pump, and I've yet to clean it. But I'm getting pretty close to getting this thing so it's functioning good, and like it should electrically. And this mill's had some electrical problems in the past. This mechanism was broken, and then they added a switch up on top, which they drilled holes to install, and water got in those holes and caused that damage to the rams up there. So, I don't know. It would have been better if they left it alone. But they've kind of this thing's kind of been fiddled with a little bit, and I think I can straighten it out okay. But I tell you what, these old electrical switches and stuff are a lot harder to work on than new stuff, like square D stuff and these new stuff. But it functions. And actually, there's not a lot of time-wise on these things. It's just, just being neglected and rats building a nest in this thing and peeing over everything. So anyway, that's getting straightened up. And what do we got? Okay. Well, I'm gonna get some more stuff going, and I'll be back soon. Thanks for looking.